How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. Everyone's having a lovely day. Bengals, Commanders, both teams coming off what feels like a pretty momentous week 2, if you will. Both teams' games ending in game-winning field goals. The Bengals, unfortunately, losing to the Kansas City Chiefs in a game-ending field goal. The Commanders, on the other hand, dropped 7 field goals to beat the New York Giants last week, getting Jayden Daniels his first victory in the big leagues. Washington rolling up, feeling a little confident, feeling a little bit better about themselves. Might not have gotten to the end zone, but, they got the ball rolling. They found a way to win this football game. Got to be happy about that going into week 3 against the Bengals. Cincinnati, on the other hand, week 2, it was ugly. Going into week 2, all the media, everybody was down on the Bengals. Team was down, fans are down on the Bengals. Media was down on the Bengals. This team counting them out left and right. It's week 2. Bengals always start the season slow. Joe Burrow, is he okay? Is the wrist okay? Is his team okay? What's going on with Jamar Chase? We got something leaking about him every other 5 minutes. What's happening to the Bengals? They ain't what they once was. And they go into Kansas City full throttle, look like the better team throughout the football game. Unfortunately, they could not find a way to put the nail in the coffin in the fourth quarter. They've had a couple of drops that ended a couple of drives. They had the boneheaded play, but Jamar Chase losing is cool, and it just couldn't close out the game to give Mahomes the football back with 2 minutes left. And you can't do that one. That's not a good idea. Even then, found themselves to be only a penalty away from beating the Kansas City Chiefs. Played them well. Felt like a pretty big, I'm not a believer usually in the moral victories, but that felt like a pretty big moral victory for the Bengals. And hey, we hung in with the defending Super Bowl champions. Once again, we was right there ready to win this football game. Got to feel good about the future of this football team. So here we go. Bengals, Commanders, week 3, Monday Night Football. This one feels mostly like one of those, hey, whoever comes out ahead early, I'm probably come out and win this football game for a couple of reasons, right? Mostly because this is going to depend on the run game so much, I think, in Washington. Daniels likes to run the football. That they got Eckler. They got Robinson. These guys that can move the football down the field. The Bengals defense struggles to stop the run. They continue to get beaten and battered on the defensive line. Again, we had some guys, Hill, Rankins, leaving with injuries. They already had guys out not playing. Now they have a couple more out of that list. Will they play Monday? We'll see. Extended rest because of the Monday night game. One more day. We'll see what happens. Nonetheless, the last thing you want to do if you're the Bengals, though, is play from behind, because then you don't put any pressure on Washington to move the football down the field, throw the football, that sort of situation. You can allow Jayden Daniels, who, by the way, hasn't turned the football over in the air yet this season, to continue to play his game, get into his groove, and get comfortable. Has fun with the football twice now as a runner, so the Bengals can capitalize on that. But otherwise, you give these guys an opportunity to say, let's not panic, let's not get in a hurry. Much like the Giants did. You keep them in the football game. Don't force that young quarterback to make any rookie mistakes. They can run away with it. Meanwhile, the Bengals got to come into this game and say, hey, let's play them like we just did Kansas City. Come out full throttle. Don't go out running the football a couple times first 2 drives of the game, trying to get the ball rolling. Go out there, get some play action going. Get your elite players involved early. That being Joe Burrow, that being Jamar Chase. Put the ball in Nine's hands. Live or die with that football in his hands. Obviously, if you can get the ball moving down the field, make some plays, get some momentum, of course, get the run game involved. Zach Moss is, so far, Zach Moss is, as much as, Mixon is just out there week 1 tore up, he feels like an upgrade to this offense. He feels like he fits this offense better. Joe Mixon is an excellent running back, but just watching the way Zach Moss has kind of incorporated himself into this offense, the way he's kind of ran the football, he gets hit at the line of scrimmage, finds a way to grind out a couple of yards seemingly every time. Big for this team in their run game. Nothing against Mixon. It just feels like, both can be true, where Mixon's a great runner, but Moss might fit the offense well. But hey, Bengals go ahead, get ahead early. Again, you force them to get out of that rhythm. You force the Commanders to go up against what's right now the 2nd-ranked pass defense in the league, in the Cincinnati Bengals, a team that, of course, they did play the New England Patriots week 1. Say what you will about that, but week 2, you go up there against Patrick Mahomes and company, force 2 turnovers out of Mahomes' hands, hold him to under 160 yards on the day. The defense is looking pretty good. but I think this is going to be a Joe Burrow coming out party. The Washington Commanders have now sacked the quarterback 2 times all season, fewest in the league. We know the Bengals' offensive line woes. We know they're, that's been the issues in the past. It felt like they was playing better football last week against the Chiefs, giving Burrow more time. But I think this is the time where Burrow's got more time to sit back in that pocket, and Jamar Chase is going to have a chance to absolutely go off, get the ball rolling for the first time this season. This is a defense that allowed Malik Neighbors to go all over them last week. 10 catches, 127 yards. The week before, Baker Mayfield gashed them for 4 touchdowns through the air. I think this one has Bengals written all over in those regards. I think Lou Anarumo comes in here, schemes some things up against a young rookie quarterback, causes some problems. And I think the thing is with Washington, they have yet to really establish a pass game down the field. Eckler currently their leading receiver. Nobody on this team has over 100 receiving yards. Eckler, by the way, excellent out of the backfield. Don't get me wrong, excellent. Eckler, heck of a player there. Bengals had to make sure they're shoring up them open field tackles because they will use the tight ends. They will use Eckler. Something that really helped New England propel them to a victory against the Bengals was using those guys out of the backfield, using the open space, and the Bengals missing some tackles so they can move the football down the field. If they clean that up, which I felt like they did more last week, but if they clean that up, it should be easy work for the Bengals defense. We're going to say Bengals 27, Commanders 16. Love y'all's thoughts. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.